Right now, there are people being given thousands of dollars each month with no strings attached. This is going to cause a critical problem in our economy in the near future because it is setting a gap. It's widening the gap between the poor and the wealthy, even though the poor have no idea because they're being given something for free. They have no idea they're in a massive trap. But that's also going to affect asset classes like real estate. This story is out of Business Insider. It's entitled, "Some People Are Being Given Thousands of Dollars, No Strings Attached in Universal Basic Income Trials. They mostly spend the cash wisely." I am going to respectfully say they are not spending the cash wisely. It says here, interest in a universal basic income or UBI is only intensifying as the pandemic and other crises reveal the shortcomings of emergency aid programs. The likes of Elon Musk and Sam Altman warn AI will make human workers obsolete, and a 1-2 punch of historic inflation and steeper borrowing costs pinch household budgets. UBI generally refers to a recurring cash payment to all adults in a certain population, regardless of their wealth and employment status, and with no restrictions on how they spend the money. It's been hailed as a safety net in case people lose their jobs or can't work. A mental health aid as it relieves financial worries, a buffer that lets people be more selective about which job they take, a tool to combat poverty, inequality, and the pain of unemployment, and a way to recognize the value of domestic labor like child and elderly care. Let me explain this very simply. You are taking money away from the producers of the nation, the people that are working, investing, saving, but they're paying taxes, right? And you're giving it to a group of people that do not pay very much taxes at all, if any, because they do not have any money. And so you are taking from the producers that built the nation and you're giving it to the people that do not produce. And as more and more news stories come out and it becomes more generally accepted and known how these people are getting money, what happens is the pool of these people get larger, and then the pool of people that are producing gets smaller. It's very easy to see. However, most people do not think that the collapse of this type of economic system will happen in their lifetime, so they complain about it or get pissed off or irritated, but they never really rise up and do anything about it. That's the problem. The other thing that you need to understand, people need to understand, is that group may think that they're getting away with something. I'm related to some people that live off the government. That's all they're going to do. That's all they desire to do is maintain their income coming from the government. And they never want to produce. They never want to invest. They don't think about the future other than when is that next check coming. What also happens is that amount of money is just enough to keep them breathing, never thriving, never successful. That's it. And that's what it is honestly intended to do. UBI is typically pitched alongside a progressive tax system that ensures rich recipients are net losers from the program as they pay more into funding it than they receive from it. Yet a common question and concern about UBI remains how people spend the money. Please understand this. Wealthy people, the elite, they have their money held up in entities. When you see them with a private jet, they don't own the private jet. It's in a corporation, okay? The amount of tax they pay on average is less than you because they're using the tax code to their advantage. This money comes from the middle class. The middle class are the bulk of taxpayers in our nation. Okay, it's coming from you. It's not coming from the wealthy. Okay, and this whole tax the rich. Yeah, you could say, hey, we're going to up the rich percentage to 60%. The rich people go, okay, start another company, and I'm going to buy a house in that company, and I'm going to live in that house. Please understand this is how it works. Use the tax code to your advantage. Wealthy people know that. Poor people do not. Net beneficiaries of UBI are likely to be those struggling to get by, so it makes sense that they would spend most of the money on essentials. Carl Wilderquist, a psychology professor at Georgetown University, Qatar, and the author of several books about UBI, told Business Insider. UBI champions say it will boost the economy by encouraging unemployed recipients to take jobs because they won't lose their benefits and provide a lift to people's mental and health happiness. No, that's not the case. They're going to look at getting by with less because they're just going to want the handout, right? Every single homeless person I've talked to that hadn't lost their mind, honestly, had said that when I said, are you homeless? They said, because I don't have any worries. I wake up, I don't have to worry about going to work. I wake up, I don't have to worry about where I'm going to be. That's what they want. And it's that type of mentality that they're feeding on with this UBI. And that is exactly what a certain group of people around this world want to see. People become more lazy and lethargic so that it's easy to take them over. And as that crowd gets larger, it becomes easier to take them over. Because all you do is dangle a carrot, keep dangling a carrot, and then warn if they uprise, we'll take the carrot away, and then they'll knock right back into line. Okay, this is a big deal. It says here, but if recipients were to spend their income not to meet basic needs to develop human capital or to save for the future, wasting it instead, this would be a worry, said Fabian Wendt, an assistant professor in Virginia Tech's political science department. The Guaranteed Income Pilots Dashboard, a joint project from the Stanford Basic Income Lab and the Center for Guaranteed Income Research. Think about it. There's like full-blown research institutes about this. Pulls together data from more than 30 pilot programs in the U.S. involving nearly 8,300 participants. It shows that about 36% of UBI funds were spent on retail sales and services, 32% on food and groceries, 9% on transportation, 9% on housing, 6% on utilities, on financial transactions like saving and investing, 4% on travel and leisure, and entertainment, 2%. So it's all great, right? So this is what it shows. Those people that spend all that money, that equals 100%. There's a couple other figures in there too, which means they are 100% just surviving off of it. They're living off of it. They're not producing anything. They're not going, there's nowhere it says, well, and there is this savings amount, extra because they had a second job. They actually had a job. No, their job is collecting a check. That's what it is. So you have to see our economy is degrading rapidly. And every time somebody joins one of these programs, they're now out of the pool for buying a home. So this is what a certain group of people want. They're going to make renters great renters because they're going to have income coming in, but this can only last so long until the middle class uprises. So if you're not prepared for this, I don't know what to tell you. I hope you got something out of this. Real Estate Ninja is out.